What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Quant today. QNT, Quant, or I guess QUANT, but the ticker is QNT. There we go. Yeah. This one comes to us at the request of Mr. or Mrs. IG Koi TV. You requested this one, so we're gonna do it. For those of you who don't know, because I know I have a lot of new subscribers. I do requests. If you have a request, whether it's a cryptocurrency, a stock, commodities, everybody seems to request cryptocurrencies, and that's fine, man. I have no problem talking about crypto, but I do requests. I don't care. I don't care what it is, man. If it seems like a scam, I will call it a scam. If it seems like it's not a scam, I will not call it a scam. And it's really hard to tell what a scam is based on the charts. I don't look into the news, really. I don't do anything like that. That's on you. This is not financial advice. I'm just a chart guy, man. I'm just here to do TA. So anyways, without any more of that, let's actually do the TA. Let's look at this. On a monthly basis, we've got a low here and we got a low there. This is a potential line that could come into play. Maybe, I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this line to a T, and then I'm just going to extend it out. There we go. That way it's precise. And if we did the same thing from top to bottom here, you kind of have this range somewhat, right? I wouldn't really bank too much on this either way. In fact, this line, in my opinion, should be brought down a little bit more. I feel like, it's totally fine to wick above it. That's totally fine. Just like this, this could be brought up even a little bit more. It's totally fine to wick below it. And in which case, this would make it seem like we're actually getting ready for a breakout. But at the current moment, I'm going to keep them like this. And just kind of looking at that from a rough analysis, I would say that $75, maybe around $70 to $80 is totally at play for this thing. I do think that it is going to go lower. Without those lines, we kind of have this base here. This is just strictly from a price perspective. We've got this little base right here, and we do have a descending line. This is almost like a descending triangle of sorts. You could call it a descending triangle if you want to. I don't know. I'm not going to draw the line further back. I have the magnet on. It gets annoying. I don't know. I guess I could do it like that. There we go. It is definitely descending of a kind. I don't know if I would call this a descending triangle, but it definitely has the shape of one. Looking at it on the RSI, on the monthly, you are breaking below the 50 on the current month right now. If we were to close this month, which is going to be in 10 days, guys, July is almost over. It's crazy. Insane, actually. But if we close here or lower, even if we close just a little bit higher, this month will likely, yeah, let's see. Yeah, you would really only have to close barely a little bit red, which, to be fair, you're only down 4.75% on the month right now. So maybe if you close like 2% or more, you will get below this 50, and that in my opinion won't be a good thing necessarily. But hey, look at this. Last time you went below the 50, you actually went right back above it. I guess you went below it this month technically, and then so you had 2 months above the 50, but then you went up. I would expect that if and when you do go below this 50, you probably will only have a month or two below it, and that'll probably be when you make your move, which would be about a 25% loss from here. Let's see if we've got anything else to back that up, because I haven't really used too much indicators on here. So look at that. The 618, the golden retracement as it's referred to. If you know about the Fibonacci sequence and anything like that, there's patterns, right, in seashells, in trees, in charts, in the spirals in the galaxy itself of the Milky Way and other galaxies, where this golden ratio, 61.8%, which that's what this is, it reoccurs in nature. If our universe had like a number that just keeps reoccurring, this is the golden ratio. It's literally the number that reoccurs everywhere for some reason. Maybe there's a scientific reason for it. I don't know, but that's just I kind of like it to be more mythical. So we're gonna say for some reason. The Romans, the Greeks, they built their famous architectures using the golden rectangle, the golden square, or whatever. And that is all based off the Fibonacci sequence, which all links to the golden ratio, hence the golden square, golden rectangle. Anyways, we're using that in the charts today. And from the last low, not the all-time low, but from the last low that we had to the current high, or I should say the relative low to the relative high, the 618 would put us right around $78. Now, it's not uncommon to go just below the 618, even down to the 0.69. You don't even have to technically hit the 0.69, but it's not uncommon to wick below it, come back up and close above it. And I would think, lining up with that first assessment that I made, saying that we could go down to about $75, right? If we were to go to this line within the next 10 days, that would put us right at 73. If we did it next month, that would put us right at 75. So it's right around the golden ratio, and I don't think there's a coincidence to that. I think that makes sense to me. So I would say right now that we are probably going to go lower. Looking at how it's kind of stair-stepping, even you can see that we are, we're going down to the 0.5 here, right back up to the 236. Now we're back at the 0.5 again, finding resistance on. You found resistance on the 236. Now you're finding resistance on the 382. The next thing to do would probably be to break down past the 0.5 and down to the 618. So that's my assessment on the monthly. That's what I'm going to give it. Looking at the weekly, we'll zoom in and give this thing a little bit more of a look, little looky poo-poo. We are below the purple line, which just formed. This is, by the way, I think this is the longest, the all-time chart. Let me see here. I got Shiba pulled up there. Quant, QNT, Quant, number 38. I thought this thing was older than it is, but maybe I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. I can't find any charts from 2018 or anything like that, man. I really can't. The oldest chart that I could find is this one on QCoin, which only goes back to 2021. Maybe there's an older chart. I don't know. I haven't found it. I looked through a few different ones and I couldn't find anything with more historical data. So let me see. Actually, with that in mind. I mean, man, I went through a lot of these things. I went on Binance, Coinbase. Look at all these, like Glassnode. Look at just how much there is. I don't know what all this stuff is. Maybe on Bittrex. I didn't look there. Let's see. Nope, nothing. I mean, I guess it is longer, isn't it? It's more historical data. Let's see. Nope, it is not, actually. It's not more historical data. So, anyways, we're going to use the QCoin chart here. Going to keep it going. We have rejected the 50 once, twice, this kind of area. I know it says 48 here and it's 47, but it's around the 50 area. You're making lower highs, but you're also getting higher lows. So the RSI, I would say, is neutral on the weekly with a bearish tilt to it. And you are kind of flattening out here on the bottom while having this descending range. You are getting toward crunch time for a breakout. I don't really know. I don't know if I have too much to say on this guy. Let's see if we can get an extension from low to high. Wouldn't you know it that the 1272 is right at 81, the 1414 is right at 75. That means we could inevitably go below the 1272, find support on the 1414, and then go up. That lines up with a few different areas. It's not improbable to find support on the 1272. We could even break through it and then come back up and close above it, and that could totally happen. But that would still fit the notion of bouncing off of that original 618 and then just that original price area that we were looking at around $70 to $80, somewhere in there. $70, $75, I don't know. I would say 70 to 80 is probably a likelihood. Yeah, neutral RSI with a bearish tilt to it, I would say. You've been pretty neutral for quite a while, actually, ever since, here, and that makes sense with the price. You really haven't moved much. Yes, you went up, but then you went down, and then you went up again, and then you went, so it's a very neutral price action with a bearish tilt. On the daily, if we're looking at it, you are below the 50. You rejected the 50 on the long-term RSI. You are showing respect on this 123, it looks like. I would think that you do go lower. Looking at the monthly, the weekly, the daily, I do think that you go lower. I wouldn't expect that you even go much higher. Maybe you go above this current high at like 105 or 104, whatever that is. But I doubt that you go much higher than that. And I would think that, honestly, you're probably getting to the end of this overall neutral range that you're in right now, whatever kind of formation this is, and you're probably going to make a new low out of this range somewhere down here, which again I would think is anywhere from $70 to $80. So yeah, that's my genuine prediction at the moment. I think you go lower first, but then I think Quant has some serious potential in it. I do think I've heard the name thrown around. I've been in crypto for a little while, guys. and I've been in crypto since this thing actually came into existence, since before it came into existence, and I've heard about it ever since it came into existence, and I've only heard good things. You know, I don't know too much about it, but I've never heard of a Quant hack. I've never heard of Quant shutting down. I've never heard of an exit scam or anything like that you get with some of the big scam. You know, like BitConnect, or like I can't think of anything else right now. But I mean, Ethereum Classic even is a legitimate project, but they've had issues in the past. And just what I'm trying to get at is being around this long and not being notorious for having issues. I think that speaks to itself of legitimacy. You know, that it's definitely a legitimate project. I can't talk right now. Need some more of the magic juice. So where can this thing go in the long term? That's kind of where I'm going with this. You know, so if we go from top to bottom here, sure, maybe we go down a little bit. Would you look at that? The 236 is right there at $70. So I stand by it. I definitely do think you're going to go between $70 to $80, somewhere in that range. Likely closer to 70. Likely closer to 70. Anytime, I would say the way I would treat it is anytime that you're below $80, it's probably going to be short-lived. The closer you get to $70, you might not even actually reach $70, but the closer you get to it, the more of an immediate rebound back at least to $80, I would expect. Which from 70 to 80, that's that's an over like 12% move or something like that. So that's really not bad. Maybe a 13% move. Let's see. 70, I guess 71 to 80 would be like a 14% move. Okay. So where's this thing going ultimately after it finds its next low, which, by the way, would likely be a higher low, right? Where's it going to go ultimately? Well, seeing as you've bounced off of here and you've already reacted with the 618, you closed above it. You even went further above it. You didn't reject it on the first try. I would say just from the look of this alone that you are likely going to see extensions. Likely. It's not guaranteed, but definitely a solid likelihood. I would say a solid likelihood that you're at least going to see prices of $816 to $1,846, if not possibly more. Let's look at the market cap of this thing and give it a decent rundown here. So you're at $1.5 billion right now. Max supply is this, circulating supply is that, so you're basically fully diluted. That's good. That's nice to see. Man, 14 million coins. That's a low. It's a low circulating supply, but that's okay. It's not a problem. Just leaves room for the price to go higher, honestly. But if you're at like 1.5 right now at $102, let's see. If you were to do, so 1.5, if we were to do a 10x, you're going to be at 15 billion, right? 10x would be 15 billion. Well, 10x puts you right around here, just below the 1414, so that would be around 15 billion. If you were to double that and do a 20x, you'd be at 30 billion. So yeah, I think this 1272 to 1886 is totally possible, or the 1618, the 1886 even. It's all totally possible. If you were to do a 100x from the current price, not from where we're going to bottom. You know, it's these numbers. This potential growth will only get higher as you go lower. But from the current price, you know, a 100x would take you to 150 billion. And that's a high market cap. That's definitely a high market cap, but it's possible. That is an achievable market cap in crypto. We've seen it done before. It can happen again. Could Quant be one of them? It's an OG coin. It's been around for quite a while. It to my knowledge hasn't had any issues. Could it reach deeper extensions up to the 2272 or the 2414? Yeah, it definitely could. Is it 100xable? I would say so. I think it definitely is, especially from the current prices. As you go lower, if we were to get, let's say it bottoms at 75 on the dot, that 100x from the current price turns into a 128x. So definitely possible. Definitely possible. I wouldn't be looking for that yet. What I would more focus on in the immediate term is this. I would say all of these are definitely likely. With how I think about this thing, what I know about it, which is very, very little. I know very little about it, truthfully. I would say that you are more likely to go at least above the 1272. I'm only throwing the 1414 in there because it seems to be relevant in crypto lately. But I would say you have a decent chance of achieving this 1618, if not further. And you could even see these numbers. I wouldn't think that you would go too much past 12K. I wouldn't think that at all. Maybe you go run up to 20K, maybe, but I kind of doubt that, honestly. But maybe there's something in store for this thing that I'm not aware of. I don't know. So that's my general opinion on this thing. I do think we go lower to the tune of, I mean, how much of a percentage of a drop would that be? About 25%, right? To 75-ish. Yeah, like 20 to 25%, something like that. And then we go higher. And then, you know, that'll mark a higher low. You've had a low here, higher low. You're going to have your next higher low. And then from there, you will likely take out this high. And let's see how you interact with the that 618 level again. My money, if I was to bet money on this thing, I would say that after you found your next low, whenever you come up to the 618, you will likely break it. Likely you will break it. Maybe you go up to the 786 or the 886, come back down and find support on the 618. But I would say that it will likely take this high out. You know, and it's not going to do it overnight. It looks like it likes to take time. It does have miraculous moves, but it is kind of methodical on the way up. It doesn't move up like Dogecoin does, right, or Shiba Inu, or some of these cryptos that just blow the hell up. But I would think that you are going to take this high out inevitably. And then from there, especially if you get this bounce off the 236 and you break above the 618, these extensions are definitely at play. And again, it'll take time. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, as miraculous of a move as this was here, I mean, this was still pretty fast, honestly. I don't think you're going to see a move this fast, but that took about a third of a year. So I would expect that, you know, it's going to take anywhere from a half year or longer after you break this high to find its next high. So it's going to be some time, and you know, you've got downside in the midst of that. It looks like it likes to take more time on the downside than it does going up. So patience, I would say, is key with this thing. If you like it, you know, I like it too. I just don't like it right now. I think that it is probably going to go lower. If you're looking to buy for the long term, it's probably fine to buy now. You know, DCA down, but I personally wouldn't feel comfortable buying here. This isn't financial advice. It's just my opinion. If I was looking to get into this thing, I would probably wait for prices below $80. That's when I would start to go in. I would set my buy orders between 80 and 70. Probably go really heavy around 75 or like 77, somewhere around there even. I'm pretty confident you're gonna go around there. So. But confidence doesn't matter, man. This thing could take off tomorrow. It could go, or it could just dumpster fire. You know, this is crypto. Anything can happen at any given point. My opinions don't matter for that. And that's why this is not financial advice. So if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.